Shalom. El praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Harakakadash, double honors to the apostles, and elders, great most on the world well, and shalom to all the brothers doing the work, sharing truth. Uh, yeah, got this article on CNN, but it's kind of something that really has just been mentioned more or less everywhere. Is kind of been for like the last, 3, 6, 8 months or whatnot. That it's become a matter of what, of just constant, almost endless, one crisis after another, which, to the average person in the world, they might just be like, why is this happening, what's going on? But it's clear that this is what it's a time of judgment, man. It's the time of the end, and that's why yeah that's why, like, what, all these things are occurring, and it's compounding. It's waxing worse, man. People are getting messed up. It's peak, and that's the thing, is like, people are really trying to not address, not deal with the reality. They think that's the thing, is uh always seem like, because from 2020 is when the heat got turned up, the dial's been turned up, and it's been, nothing but a fair roasting of, of the minds, the well-being of the people. The mental well-being of the people has been degraded to where it's that peak, and it's obviously gonna stay that peak, like, evidently. That's how hot it's got. So yeah, and with what's it called? Like, it's with the the Americans call it the gas price, with the petrol pricing, especially in the States. It's like, bro, you've been seeing the price go up, and it's where it's like $5 would have been, a fucking crisis point, but at this point it's like $5 would have been a crisis point. Now you're seeing like $6 a place where it was fucking $8, bro. It's just like, and America is the land of the cars, man. Where if you don't have a car, you don't even exist. You cease to be a human being. So for them it's fucked. It's like here in Europe, at least, there's public transport. There's different ways to kind of get around, to where you're not gonna have to be in the car, unless when you get a bit more rural, then it's you're gonna be driving. But it's not even gonna be as long. The country's just not even as big. There's a fucking small little island. There's a shit little shithole. America's, just a colossal big wasteland, man. That American wasteland. So it's its own kind of hellscape, man. It's Mad Max. It's Mad Max. If you ain't got no fuel, you're getting tied to someone's bumper. They're putting a muzzle over your mouth, and and they're doing car stunts with you on the front. So as on CNN, it says the world may be careening towards a 1970s style energy crisis or worse. Um, the world is grappling with gravity-defying energy price spikes on everything from gasoline and natural gas to coal. Yeah, that's the thing as well. It's because it's in. Well, okay, let me read a bit because it kind of says it. Some fear this may just be the beginning. Current and former energy officials tell CNN they worry that Russia's invasion of Ukraine, in the wake of years of underinvestment in the energy sector, has sent the world careening into a crisis that will rival or even exceed the oil crises of the 1970s and early 1980s. Unlike those infamous episodes, this one's not contained to oil. Now we have an oil crisis, a gas crisis, and an electricity crisis at the same time. Yeah, I don't know what. I'm not familiar with it, but they always mention like the fucking Texas power grid, and I think that's the one that went out before. And it's like, I'm thinking, like, the way it's always being mentioned, likely it's gonna be a thing where what, they're gonna have a switch where that shit goes down, and then it gets peak. says, and like it says, it's not just one thing, because oil, gas, electricity, that has knock-on effects to every other industry that exists. Everyone is getting fucked by those things, because everything is built off the back of energy. That's how the modern world ethos constructed worked. It's like you need energy to be able to do anything. So with all those things being fucked, with all those different crises, being fucked, then on top of that, what you got the issues with food. You got the issues with conflict as well. When that warfare starts, that's all impacting everyone, and it's what it's gonna spread, because now you've got what, NATO expanding. So the fronts for conflict, soldiers are gonna have to be moved. It's peak, man, because even like one one girl I work with, like her geezer is in the military, and I was like, this is hilarious. I was like, what the hell would you want to be doing in the military at this fucking point in time? But hey, that's how, Jesus, that's how peak it is. Goodness me, uh, that's how peak it is. Um, at thingy point in time, that's how peak it is. It's like now is a time where uh, your ass is in the military, some shit's going down. Like it ain't even like you're just gonna be able to float by and just and get your what's the thing called? Um, the hell is it called, man? Oh, get the military to pay for your degree to do X, Y, Z, and then you just kind of live in life. Because I think she said he's not, was it an accountant or something? He's doing some kind of administrative role. But the thing is regardless, you'll still go through basic training, and when warfare scales up, then you guys are you're gonna be drawn in. Like you're gonna be the guys who get grabbed up and get sent over there to go get they'll put an M16, they'll put an MP5, they'll put some form of weaponries in your hand, and then it's gonna get peak. You have to go out there and sacrifice yourself, for the interests of the elites, essentially. So this is what the global economy has largely been able to withstand surging energy prices so far, but prices could continue to rise to unsustainable levels as Europe attempts to wean itself off Russian oil and potentially gas. And that's the thing as well. It's like in Europe, because of what's going down with Russia, like basically losing the supply from Russia, and how especially in the eastern countries, they've been hella reliant on them. It's gonna be felt even more intensely. Fucking funny, bruv. But prices continue to rise to unsustainable levels as Europe attempts to wean itself. So this is what Joe McMonigal, Secretary General of International Energy Forum, said he agrees with the depressing forecast from the IEA. We have a serious problem around the world that I think policymakers are just waking up to. It's kind of a perfect storm. McMonigal, whose group serves as a go-between for energy producing and consuming nations, told CNN in a phone interview. The extent of that perfect storm, underinvestment, strong demand, and supply disruptions from the war will have wide-reaching consequences, potentially threatening the economic recovery from C-19, exacerbating inflation, fueling social unrest, and undermining efforts to save the planet from global warming. Basically, everything's fucked. It's all combining in one point. But why? Because it's the time of the end, man. It's the time of judgment. It's the time when Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has essentially said, like, now I'm coming to resolve, all the business that's been left undone out here, man. 2 Peter 3:3. So yeah, 2 Peter 3:2. Knowing this verse that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, "Where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation, not of the creation." Yeah, and that's the mindset. Because even whilst these things are happening, it's the same thing. Whilst Noah was building the ark, everyone was just like, "Yo, man are able to party it up. Man are having barbecues. Man are doing everything, um, everything in their power to maximize their bliss on the planet Earth." Meanwhile, it's right in front of their faces that an end is coming. It's being prophesied to them. But that's how peak it is. For those that are the extras, you watch Terminator 2 when the nukes fly out. So Sarah Connor's going, "Ah!" There's got you got all the kids in the playground getting vaporized. That's them. Like it says in Zechariah, you're gonna have what? That new plague where they're gonna have what? Their eyes are gonna disintegrate in their eye sockets, their tongues gonna disintegrate in their mouths. They're the ones who are gonna get caught. Because why? As far as for them, they don't see anything changing. They can go out, pasa, they can go out and entertain themselves and whatever. Then they're looking at it like, oh, everything's good. Meanwhile, the everything that basically tolls that the end is coming, it lets you know that, oh, wait, hold on, this ain't quite what, everything ain't quite what it seems, is being ignored. It says, "What for this they willingly are ignorant, that by the word of the power of the heavens, no, but by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth which are now, by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire, against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men." So yeah, just as the flood had to come, now the flood of fire, that nuclear fire that has to come, that's been prophesied of, been spoken of. From the apostles on down, it's been spoken of time and again. What, them nukes? Now it's being visualized. Now it's being made as something they can see. You have Russia invading. You have Russia developing certain weapons to where it's like, oh, this is a thing that can occur. And now it's actually suddenly in people's minds. Second Edition 9, start from 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before." Yeah, part of the signs. So you ain't even got to see everything, just part of it. And we're easily seeing, we're easily seeing part of the signs past. Which I had told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yeah, through the mouthpieces of what? His prophets. Most High's had it pushed out there easily for people to get. It's been on the unicorn all over the web, gone out to the whole globe to where it can be seen. But it's a thing where people are not, they're not going to pay heed. It's only for those who, have the ears to hear, and with hearing get understanding. And only for them it's among Israel. So it's just the elect amongst Israel. For as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Yeah, the end's manifest. That's why these things, brothers, just crisis after crisis after crisis. Any form of now is what the normalcy is, to just have some form of thing going on, and people are just doing the utmost to pretend that nothing's going on. But it's the time where the highest said he's gonna visit. So it's gonna be peak. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Shalom.